Yo, what is going on, everybody? I hope that all of you are having as much fun today as I am freaking having. We finally got a trailer for the Black Ops 3 map, the Eisendrache, and I cannot wait to get into this thing. I'm going to be breaking it down frame by frame, showing you some things you might have missed, and giving you my opinion on a lot of things. So, let's go. In this first pick, obviously we have the brand new lift system. Now what's really strange to me is it's supposed to be a medieval map, but it has electricity and it has this lift and everything. So I'm guessing that even though this is a medieval map, that it's had some upgrades over time and over the centuries. Obviously there's rockets and things like that. So obviously it has been upgraded throughout the years. But the most interesting thing is if you take a look in this upper left hand corner, I'm going to zoom in on it, see if I can see what it is. But is that possibly the Avogadro back there? Could he be making a return? If you guys don't know who the Avogadro is, he was actually the boss in Transit. So I don't know. It's definitely lightning or something electrical back there. I'd be really interested to see if this is possibly the Avogadro. I don't know. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think this might be. In this shot, we actually have a picture of the giant conduits, and that's what I'm going to call them, as conduits, because I don't know what else to call them. Now, obviously, I believe that this probably has something to do with part of the Easter egg, but I'm thinking that it probably has some other function. I mean, why would they put such an obvious Easter egg step in there without another function? So could we possibly be seeing teleporters come back or something like that? That would be really freaking cool, I think, if they actually put teleporters in this map. The other thing I wanted to bring up is that wall right there, the bottom right hand corner of this screenshot, you can actually see that crumbled building that everybody was saying it's the dragon's head. It's the head of a dragon. There's a giant iron dragon laying in front of the castle. I believe that that's that building right there that's just destroyed. So as you guys can see right here, it's not a dragon. So I thought it was funny that everybody was saying that, and even myself, I wasn't sure. You can't really tell what it was from that angle, but I believe that's it. It looks like the same general area, so I don't know. Again, let me know what you guys think. Now this picture I thought was pretty funny. They are literally shoving the Templar symbol in our face. Now this is also the symbol that we see on the Primus characters, which is really interesting if you guys know anything about the Primus characters. Now I'm not really sure how the whole Primus storyline fits in. I don't believe that they're the same characters as the Origin characters. The Primus characters seem to be much older and date back to a much older time. So this brings up a really interesting point. Could we possibly be getting a new dimension of characters? Instead of getting the Origin characters, could we be getting the Primus characters, which would be kind of freaking crazy. Now in the trailer, Treyarch says something really interesting. They say that this is going to be the end of one chapter, the end of the storyline. They're going to be answering a lot of questions. Now we know this is the first DLC, so how can they be answering all of our questions and bringing us the end of one story? They also say they're going to be starting another story, a whole new storyline for us to dwell over. So are we already done with the Origin characters and now we're starting the storyline with Primus? I don't know, that'd be really freaking cool, but at the same time I kind of feel cheated because we only had like one map with the Origin characters, well two I guess, including the giants, so that's kind of sucks, but it would be really interesting to see how they do this. Maybe we get the Origin characters and then by doing the Easter egg they introduce the Primus characters or something like that. That would be really cool, so just wanted to bring that up. Also, there's a light shining up into the sky. I'm guessing that's just the mystery box, probably nothing big there. And then the bottom right hand corner of this picture, you can see it looks like a gumball machine to me. Again, probably nothing, probably just gumball machine. So alright, here we can actually see just how massive those conduits are. Look at that thing, it is gigantic. Look at it compared to the tower that's underneath it. Those aren't little balls of electricity, they're pretty freaking big. There's also, I'm guessing that's a trap right there in the foreground. And then the background's really interesting. It looks like the clock from the Giant almost, or maybe like an updated version of it, but it looks like a giant clock. So, I don't know, it's probably has something to do. It's probably pretty important, but I'm gonna have to speculate on that more later. And then there's also, it looks like there's a bell on top of the tower, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool nod to Die Glock or the bell. If you guys know anything about, you know, the zombie lore and all of that, I think that's just a nod to that. It might have something to do with the Easter egg, I don't know. Obviously, I have no clue. But I just thought it was pretty cool that they did introduce that into the map because, you know, a lot of us zombie fans have talked a lot about Die Glock in the past. So it's a little way to introduce it to us. Now here we have this shot of these 3 windows. Now I don't know why, but for some reason when I saw this screenshot, they just stood out to me. Like, I felt like they were important for some reason, like they're going to be an important part of the map, maybe part of the Easter egg or something like that. I don't want to speculate about the Easter egg too much. I don't want to harp on that, but they just stood out to me. I don't know why. They're just like there, and it's like, why emphasize it so much? So obviously I have no clue, but for some reason it was just bugging me. So I'd be really interested to know what you guys think. I put my foot in my mouth. I said I wasn't going to harp on the Easter egg too much, but I mean, come on guys. This is obviously an Easter egg step. It's gotta be. It's exact same concept as the Shadows of Evil. Now I know for a fact that there are several of these located around the map, and I'll show you guys those later. And I also know for a fact that the Apothicons are returning. I don't know if it's going to be the Apothicon sword or what it's going to be, but there's probably going to be some sort of special weapon that we have to upgrade, again, just like in Shadows of Evil. That's what I'm guessing. I mean, it's very similar to the symbols we use to upgrade the sword. So I don't know. I'm just speculating here. Here, I just thought that this was a nice wide angle of what we can expect the map to look like. It looks like it's just one giant circle circling around this middle part right here. Now, the thing that's really interesting to me is, where does that lift come in that we see in the beginning of the trailer? In none of the other screenshots or frames that I've looked through, I can't find that lift anywhere. So I'm really curious to see where they're going to put that lift in at. I'm guessing it's a lift that we can actually take, and it's not just a background object. I hope not. So I don't know, maybe you guys can shed some light on that. This frame was actually really interesting to me. On the right hand side you can actually see what looks like, I mean, to me it looks like a reddish colored booth looking thing. I don't know, it looks like kind of a booth to me or something like that. I don't know, to me it just kind of looked out of place. I was thinking maybe it possibly is a new perk or something. Like I said, I have no clue. It just kind of looks out of place to me. Like, it looks funny being in this dark looking medieval map, and then you have that booth there. I don't really get what that is. Maybe it's nothing, maybe it's something, who knows. Now obviously there's going to be a lot of stuff going on in this room. Now here we see what appears to be those 3 windows that I pointed out. Here they are again in this screenshot. It looks like there's nothing behind them, so I'm really not sure what to think about those. Not going to harp on it too much though. Moving on to the left side of the screen, you can see this window, this green colored window. I'm not sure if that's the clock that I talked about earlier or not. If this is what behind it looks like. Maybe that wasn't even a clock. Maybe that is a window, as we can see here. Like I said, I have no clue. This might not even be the same thing. It might not even be in the same part of the map. Maybe there's a clock and then this window is totally separate. Who knows? Just speculating here. You can also see quick reload on the right side of the screen, so that's nice. I don't know if the perks are going to move around like they did in Shadows of Evil or not. I kind of hope not. I mean, that was fun and all, but stationary perks, it's a little bit easier to come up with strategies that way. And then there's also the gramophone right here that you can see from Origins. I thought that was pretty interesting. What kind of tricks are you trying to pull here, Treyarch? Are we going to have to use that for something? I have no idea, but like I said, it is the gramophone from Origins, so thought that was pretty neat. Now, I mentioned earlier that I knew for a fact that there were multiple conduits in this map, and this is exactly why I took this screenshot. And you can see 2 of the conduits in one single frame, so we know for a fact there's multiple ones, and we know for a fact that they're gonna, do something. They're gonna link together somehow, obviously. Not really sure what it might be. Like I said earlier, it's probably has something to do with the Easter egg. Don't want to harp on that too much. But more likely, I'm hoping they have a second function or a primary function outside of just being part of an Easter egg. Maybe we have to link them together like we did the teleporters and the giant and things like that. Because like I said, there are at least 2 of them, so I'm guessing there's probably more. Also in this frame, you can actually see fire. It appears that there's fire everywhere. Now I know that there's not fire all over the map. I thought it was really cool. I'm thinking maybe it's like transit where the fire can actually burn you and hurt you. I don't know, just one more thing that we're gonna have to worry about killing us in this map, so thought that was pretty cool. Here we have just a plain old gumball machine, nothing special about that. But if you notice right behind it, it has this sign with these numbers and letters on it. It looks like ORT to me, or 0RT, which I googled both. I tried to Google multiple iterations of this. I couldn't find anything that I thought might pertain to zombies. But there's also a red 4 and a green 4, so like I said, I don't know if this is important at all. This might be absolutely nothing. Just thought that I'd point it out for you guys just in case you might be interested. So earlier I said that I knew for a fact the Apothicons were returning, and this is exactly why this screenshot here. Now it says basic terms, challenge board, and then it has creatures. If you notice under creatures, there's actually the symbol that our characters have on their hands in the Shadows of Evil, so I thought that was pretty interesting. So they're considered one of the creatures. So what other creatures are we going to see? I don't know anything about these symbols. I'm going to get into more of that later. Maybe do some research and try to figure out what kind of creatures we might be seeing in future maps and in this map. So I just thought that was really cool that they put that in there. Obviously they wanted us to see this, so I don't know. I just want to point that out to you guys. I haven't researched this at all, so I can't get too deep into it. If you guys know more about it, please let me know, because I am so interested in all of this stuff. But I just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. And for our final screenshot, now look, I said earlier that I knew for a fact there were multiple symbols on the ground, these glowing red symbols. I knew for a fact there were multiple ones, and as you can see right here in the foreground on the bottom of your screen, there's one symbol, and then over in the background on the left side of your screen, there is also another symbol. So we know that there are multiple symbols, which you would probably guess that, but just wanted to point that out, that that is a fact. It also looks like there's some sort of generator right here. What's funny is his finger is actually pointing right at it. But it looks like this generator is powering up this circle somehow, and then it's connected to something in the background. I don't know, it's blurry, it's kind of hard to see. This generator is connecting different things, so I'm guessing these generators are connected to these conduits that power these symbols that allow us to do something. I don't know, a whole lot of speculation going on here, guys. So there's also, it looks like there's an infinite symbol on the top of the screen, that little sideways figure 8. It looks like the infinite symbol. So is there like an infinite round like we had in Buried or something like that? I have no idea. Again, just a lot of speculation going on. But I just figured I'd point these things out to you guys, and we can, you know, like I said, start talking about all of this and get discussion going on, because this is all very interesting. So that is my full trailer breakdown, guys. Now I'm sure that there is probably a ton of stuff that I missed, and anything that I missed, please feel free to share with me, because like I said, I just want to educate myself and get better and learn all of this stuff so I can make better videos for you guys. Now I haven't watched any other YouTube videos on this yet. Like I said, I just saw the trailer. I want to do my own breakdown before I watched other people's. That way, you know, I didn't feel like I was like stealing other people's ideas or anything like that. I just want to bring you guys my own fresh ideas. But after I'm done making this video, I'm going to go and check out all sorts of other videos that have done trailer breakdowns. And I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot of stuff, and I might be able to bring you guys some more content later on tonight with some of the things that I might learn. So like I said, I don't know. I'm sure I didn't cover everything. I'm sure I didn't see everything. But I did the best I could, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed the video. It took a while to make and a long time, and I just put a lot of work into it because I wanted to do the best trailer breakdown that I could for you guys. So if you guys enjoyed it, please make sure to let me know. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe if you want, if you enjoyed the video. I do a ton of zombie theory videos on my channel. I do zombie gameplays, zombie walkthroughs, easy strategies, things like that, holdout spots, and all the content that you could possibly want. I also take requests. If there's any videos that you guys want me to do, then request it, and I will do my best to bring you those videos. But like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. So as always, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.